Hello, all. So, Vladimir Lenin once said, "There are decades when nothing happens, and there are weeks where decades happen." We've been nearing a year of the latter, and the challenges of this year have been felt far and wide. 2020 has been a near perfect embodiment of the saying, "When it rains, it pours." And while it's been a year of challenges, hardships, and struggles, it's also been a period of hope, unity, and growth. We've navigated through disaster after disaster, each of us impacted by something that's happened this year. We found ways to overcome those hardships, persevering through the worst of the mess. When we come together, there is nothing the human race can't accomplish, and I've seen hope in the darkest times of this year. Let's take a look at some of the challenges we have faced. Of course, there's the overarching theme to chaos, which has been COVID-19, but we've also been hit with an almost disaster of the month style approach, from murder hornets to raging wildfires across the world, to racial injustice and police brutality, to humanitarian crises and political discourse. It's all felt so overwhelming. We've also felt isolated from each other and misconnecting with other people. But while this year's had more than its fair share of hardships, it's also provided opportunities to grow. In Letters to a Young Poet, Rainier Maria Rilke writes, "But your solitude will be a support and a home for you, even in the midst of very unfamiliar circumstances, and from it you will find all your paths." Within this solitude and isolation is an opportunity to dive within and learn more about yourself. We've also seen people come together and offer all kinds of support to those in need, from food banks to emotional and mental support to frontline healthcare workers pouring themselves into patient care. People have also shown how flexible we are. There are plenty of incredibly difficult times this year, but as a species, we adapted to those hardships and tried to make the most out of a hard time, moving to virtual platforms and finding other ways to connect with each other and with the world. When people come together, there is just so much we can accomplish, and there's hope on the horizon with ways to move forward. This time has shown us a lot of the flaws in our society, and because of that, we have more and more young people, and older too, that are willing to step up and confront those issues. These people will leave the world a better place than they found it. We've accomplished medical feats and vaccine goals faster than any other time in history, and I have faith that our medical professionals are rounding the corner to progress. While there are outliers in any scenario, and nobody's perfect, I've seen people care about family, friends, coworkers, strangers, whether it's a grocery run for an older family member, volunteering with a food bank, or just letting someone know you think about them. People are caring for each other. We may not be riding in the same boat, but we are riding in the same storm. And what a year it has been. We've seen some of the hardest scenarios play out for this generation, but found ways to overcome them, move forward together. In some way, all of us have learned, lost, adapted, and kept moving. I have hope for our future, and I'm consistently blown away with the adaptations we've made so far. I've taken a life mantra from part of the AmeriCorps pledge that's, "When faced with adversity, we will persevere." This year has thrown us every kind of challenge, but we will always find a way to move forward. My name is Selvio DeAngeles, and thank you for listening to my commemorative speech.